A lot of the times tribes like to kind of talk about their sovereignty, but in many instances tribes are not sovereign because they're so dependent on outside infrastructure, outside entities.
Tribal sovereignty is seen as the way to govern or self-determination, but if you don't have those capacities and the ability to A, like take care of your people, and B, to have your people be able to educate themselves or to be able to work, then you don't have tribal sovereignty.
I was talking to an elder on the west side of Navajo Reservation in Grand Falls area. And she took me outside of her house and she says, you know, Stan, look out that way, up east. About a mile away, she says, there's a power pole there. And guess what? It stops right there. I can't afford to bring that power line a mile away to my house. I can't afford that. Over $27,000 for a single line per mile.
It's very difficult to kind of balance the trade-offs between, okay, can I afford electricity this month or can I afford to eat this month? And balancing off those trade-offs is very difficult to do because, okay, you buy groceries, but where are you going to put them if you don't have electricity, you know?
And what's really unfortunate is like you need these things to survive, to be able to continue our way of life. But then you're hit with that massive energy bill.
For example, on a Navajo reservation, the median income is less than $20,000 a year. So to us, a $70 a month electricity bill is not too bad. But when you equate that to having a $20,000 a year income, that's a huge percentage of your budget.
One of the guys that I had talked to from Shanto, so that he did not have access to electricity, and so I mentioned like, oh, like solar is a potential alternative, and he told me, well, we used to have a solar panel until it blew away. So I obviously asked, how did your solar panel blow away? And so he mentioned that a company had come to their house and said like, oh, hey, I hear you don't have electricity. We're going to give you a free solar panel. So they installed the solar panel, apparently incorrectly.
They become yard ornaments, like a flamingo. So this disproportionate or this piecemeal process of deploying renewable energy is just not going to work. It needs a plan. It needs a cohesive approach.
And that involves maybe reaching out to the Office of Indian Energy or to different national labs or the Energy Sovereignty Institute to say, hey, like I want to put a solar field here. Like, is this land suitable for solar or is my land suitable for wind? So being able to make informed decisions about your energy.
And I've always been a huge advocate for renewable energy. And the biggest challenge that I've come across are the elders within my community who really don't understand it, don't understand the sciences behind it, or even like the engineering part of it. And they often viewed it as it's like taking energy from the sun, and you're not supposed to take away from the sun.
You can't just come into the tribe, knock on the door and say, I have a solution for you. You have to understand things holistically. There are certain appreciation of the environment, and all that has to be folded into designing a complete system, and not just giving them a system what you think would help them out.
We need to think about all the potential benefits that energy development brings to Indian country when it means kind of access to education, access to affordable housing, access to healthcare. I think it's all intertwined when we think about energy development. Like it's a single component that opens doors for many other opportunities within our communities.
There are two general approaches. You could just go right in there, have a large plan and deploy these systems. But then on the other hand, there are stepping stones that you could do. Deploy smaller systems. We have to be mindful that each tribe is different and they value things in a different way. There may be some generalities there, but each of them are different. So you have to be mindful of that. So starting small is a fantastic idea in deploying these systems. And once you learn and operate and get an appreciation from the tribes, they're much more adept to embracing some of the newer technology that you're bringing to the table, as opposed to forcing that on the tribe.
And this baby powers our pump for our well, which pumps water into 3 of our greenhouses and our 1.5 acre growing outdoor space. So this is just the beginning and the inspiration for what is going to be, what I hope can be, a renewable energy mecca for Taos.